Fairbanks' 44-acre family-centered Pioneer Park is free, with many buildings that once graced downtown, most selling food or crafts. One could easily spend a day here enjoying the sights, sounds, and smells. We are starting our trip from here up the 500-mile Dalton Road north to Prudhoe Bay, Deadhorse, the Arctic Ocean, and the oil fields, all in the same area. The first 50 to 75 miles has heavy timbered forest is found in most of Alaska south of here. But soon all of that will change as permafrost becomes a dominant factor the further we go north. In a short distance of several miles of trees could range from tall to very short, and at the Brooks Range there will be no trees, only tundra. This display shows the south-facing slopes have a deeper root zone. The permafrost is further from the surface. The Yukon River is big at this point, but will double in size by the time it reaches the Pacific Ocean, as many large rivers downstream dump into it. This is the only bridge that crosses the Yukon, as ferries make the crossings above and below here. This bridge was built to support the pipeline and the traffic to Prudhoe Bay. There is food and fuel here. Fairbanks is 140 miles away. Finger Mountain is a natural landmark pointing south to Fairbanks and used by pilots for navigation. Soon we will be at the Arctic Circle, and here we are, Bob and Bev at the Arctic Circle on the longest day of the year. The sun never sets here at the Arctic Circle, and what a treat it was. The campground is somewhat primitive. This is our camper, and it is quite open. There is a lot of open space. Not much facilities other than nice peace and quiet. This is the sun rising or setting, I don't know which, and again at the other end of the day, rising or setting. Coldfoot is the only place on the Dalton Highway, and it's halfway between Fairbanks and the North Slope, that has food and fuel. There is also a restaurant here. There is some facilities. This is showing the pump area, and basically this is the entire town of Coldfoot. You've seen it all. The Arctic Center is a new facility that has a wonderful display of how the Earth rotates around the sun, and it has a beautiful display of doll sheep. Wiseman is a large mining area with much machinery and artifacts. Quite a display of stuff that they have here in buildings. Quite busy at the early turn of the century, and this was some of the artifacts that we saw. Many rivers dump into the main rivers, and at these points where the rivers dump in is where gold is found. The pipeline here shows it's long curving and built for expansion. This is the under support part of the pipeline, what supports the pipeline. You can see it a little better here as it supports the pipeline. That's the main reason for the trip here. And it's high enough that animals can cross underneath it. Yes, we see moose along the way and a lot of game that we see. Going up the Brooks Range here, looking back, now we're out of the trees and timber and going up almost to the top of the Brooks Range. Here we are at the Alquanton Pass. We're standing on top of the pipeline. Now we're going down the pass to looking at the general landscape, seeing nothing but tundra. We're going to have over 200 miles of this. Not very much to see, but lots of tundra. Muskox, not seen very often. They're not rare, but quite a sight to see them. They're big animals, very quiet, interesting animals. This particular animal here, I was able to get within 25 yards of, and it's quite my pride and joy. Here is a pump station. There are 6 of them along the pipeline. And for the next last 150 miles into Prudhoe Bay, large groups of caribou. Caribou every place we look. Caribou, caribou, caribou. A lot of caribou roaming along here. Now we're at Prudhoe Bay. Not much here. It's a work town. This is near the Arctic Ocean. And this is the road back south 200 miles.